And we are live.
Hey everyone, it's Ultra Podcast Z, episode 193. Hey, that kind of rhymed a little. And if anyone's wondering, we will be having Hinacchi on. It's just that she's late. Um, I'll let her explain it if she feels like it when she gets back. Because I actually don't even know what the reasoning is. So maybe she'll explain it all. I hope that she shows up like out of breath and like with a piece of toast in her mouth or something. You know, the anime way or something. We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, I'm Manuel, leader of AJ Connections, and we're gonna just like eat up the next 15 minutes until she shows up.
Yeah.
So I should put that we're live.
Yeah.
I didn't put that we're live at all. So until then, I'll just be shooting the shit with JD here about random shit, like about how we should all when I say eat, like eat the rich, I include Mr. Beast. We are live with UPZ.
Thank goodness I'm just comfortably middle class.
It's funny because like I don't get the whole Mr. Beast. I guess it's like just worship any millionaire, billionaire, any rich person.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should. There's nothing to get. It's just the same thing. But like, I don't know. Just because you're like the lesser of the evils doesn't mean that like you're better than like Elon. Okay, I guess you know what I'm trying to say, right? Right, JD? Like, because like, sure, Mr. Beast got 10,000 people to see, like, recently, or what the fuck he did, but like, he could have done that without making the video, monetizing it, and like, not even so much the monetizing the video. I shouldn't say that, but without promoting Shopify, whoever the fuck, like, scummy website that he fucking is allied with sponsorship wise. Like, you know what I mean? That's the part that bothers me. I don't know. And like, yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. If he shows up to me, I hope I see him in the street one day and he gives me like $25,000 or some bullshit. I'll take his money and then like be like, yeah, fuck you, asshole.
But now you're never getting that money.
Yeah, and then he's marked me down. He's like, if we see him in the street, we're not giving him $25,000.
Oh. Sorry, I realized I have to change something.
What did you do? Did you fuck up? Can nobody hear us?
No, they can hear us. Don't worry. The overlay still says January, but it's February.
Oh, you didn't change the font. We still have the basic bitch font.
I'm sorry, I have a life, Manuel.
Yeah, apparently JD. It's funny he says that because like I've been getting back on top of things, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been that whole thing where it's all like there's so much to do because I wasn't doing anything for most of January, that like everything piled up on top of the stuff that just has to go forward, with life. That I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit here and play like this Picross game for like 50 hours of every free hour of my day, and then I'm gonna play Fire Emblem Engage and Pokemon Violet, and yeah, I finally kind of got that under control. Though Fire Emblem Engage is a pretty cool game. Everyone should go out and play it if you like strategy RPGs. But it's a lot less waifu-y than the past series.
So
which
less waifu-y than Three Houses.
See, everyone said like I love Three Houses, and like, and that technically wasn't the waifu-iest one because like Awakening and Fates both had you get married, have kids, and then follow the kids. You know what I mean? Spoiler alert, by the way.
An older one that also did that? Genealogy of the Holy War or something? I can't remember.
Exactly. So like, at least Three Kingdoms. See, I kind of gave it away, some of my punchline there. At least Three Houses stopped when you got married. Actually, very annoyingly. If you ever played that game, most of the storylines end on a cliffhanger, which is wild that the DLC that came out was not further story DLC, but just like internal story, like integrated. You know what I'm trying to say? It wasn't like, this would happen after. That's what the DLC should have been, but it wasn't. But that game was technically mostly developed by Tecmo Koei, so that's probably why that one was so different. that had the whole house, the whole school thing, and like, you know what bothers me about Fire Emblem games? And I was talking about this with Tipu. By the way, it's
What?
just eating up time. Um, Now, I can't stand permadeath in games, and Fire Emblem is known for permadeath, right?
Yeah.
So, what's weird about the permadeath concept is this. One, first of all, before we get anywhere off the ground, I have never in my life ever heard of someone who plays a permadeath game, lets a character die, or not even lets them, but like they die, and then they go on with the game.
Uh.
99.9% of the time, they reset the game and then
Yeah.
do it again. Or if you're playing an emulator or something on like playing Fire Emblem on an emulator, you're gonna save scum the fuck out of that. So first of all, just on that alone, it's pointless because even though oh yeah we want it, it's hardcore. No, you don't. Because you're gonna fucking reset the game if it happens. Like it's pointless then. So first of all, it's pointless. But what's worse, the worst part that nobody ever talks about, because three houses kind of did this good, but this game is kind of a return to the old Fire Emblem games in that because anyone can die at any point in the game, the story can involve them.
I mean,
So
unless
what
it
ends up
just
happening,
ends up like saying you lost when they die.
yeah, exactly. So what exactly that's what I'm getting at. So what ends up happening is the the story only revolves around the characters who you absolutely have to keep alive. And there's actually not that many of those. So you get these weird cutscenes where you have this whole army and this whole cool characters that everyone loves and cosplays as. But once you meet them, they're gone from the story because the game is like you could have got them killed in the first battle, so we can't include them in the cutscenes anymore. Um Hina
Don't
will be here
don't
soon.
tell
I
anyone.
already said
Don't tell anyone, Wesley. Yes, we're the same person.
yes. Have you ever seen Hina and JD at the same place? No, you haven't, have you?
Actually,
But no, it
uh,
bothers me, and I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, permadeath, like it ruins. And it's funny because I was talking about this Tipu, and apparently Mass Effect has permadeath in some characters if you fuck up,
yeah.
not to the scale Fire Emblem has, but they're able to integrate it better. But
Well,
Fire Emblem clearly can't. You
I
say?
mean, I think there's only like one or two places where your characters can. Oh, three maybe. Because in the first game, you lose at least one person on Vermeer. But you can't get out of that. It's just you have to pick which one of your squad mates survives.
Oh, so it's like the first chapter of The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
the
And then you
Telltale
might
game.
lose a
Yeah.
second one if you kill them because you can't talk them down.
Oh.
And then in the second one, you can lose a whole lot of your crewmates in the final mission.
Okay, so that's a little different, but yeah,
Yeah,
like
there
Fire
are
Emblem
scripted
can,
points where they could die, so you can account for it.
like I don't know if it's a controversial take to have. I don't think it is. I think the community is literally split. It's like why not just get rid of permadeath? They've already had the casual mode.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking lock that shit behind like um a storyless version of the game because I think most people who want the permadeath also don't want the the social aspect of the game. So to just give them a strategy game. Just give them like here's 30 characters, level them up. You know what I mean? Give them a very technical game, and then just do that to them. Like they don't get the story.
I'm definitely a guy who likes playing it so that I don't lose anyone. Like I think the only time I've ever continued after losing a character, other than like in Shadow Dragon, where you have to, I believe, send off a character to die.
You play Fire Emblem? Okay.
Yeah, I've played. I think just about every Fire Emblem that's come out in America.
So you understand what I was saying about like
Yes.
okay. Sorry, I thought I was
Yeah.
explaining it to like
No.
a noob about like the whole the
No.
kits thing. And
I've
anyways,
played Fire Emblem since the Game Boy Advance.
okay.
Yeah, like I think the only time I ever let someone die and just kept going on was like the final chapter of Fire Emblem. Was it the Blazing Blade or whichever one is the one that came out on the Game Boy? That's only called Fire Emblem in America,
Oh yeah.
and that's because it was the final chapter. It's like okay, that's a okay time to die. I don't have to keep going on.
It's funny because in three houses, there's the same thing. First of all, Three Houses in the second chapter, because there's like two halves of the game: one when you're kids in school, one when you're like older adults fighting each other. In the second half of the game, you can recruit some of the people on the opposite side if you have high enough friendship with them, and like earlier in the game, if you go talk to them before you kill them. But I didn't know that, so I was just massacring like all the other characters. But similar thing in the last battle, there was like, did you play Three Houses?
Yes. I've only played through one route though.
What was it? Edelgard?
No, it was what's it? Dimitri's route.
Spoiler alert, by the way, the main character, Lady Rhea, she's a dragon, and in Edelgard's route is like they're gonna kill her, and so you have to fight the dragon, and she like burns the whole fucking place like by the end, and like it's all on fire. And, like I was just sacrificing units like left and right because I'm like I just want the game to end, and as long as the person, because like you choose the person you want to like quote unquote like marry or have this special ending with before the battle. So I'm like, as long as they don't die, I don't think I'll fuck up the ending. And as long as like Edelgard and what's his face don't die, or what's their face, I guess, because it could be a girl, Byleth. But yeah. Fun fact: uh, if you're a fan of Three Hopes, that's the Warriors game. They kind of imply directly that canonically Byleth is supposed to be a girl, and the character from the Three Hopes game is a guy. FYI, because I like 100% beat that game, and it's like it's a kind of interquel that takes place between the years of like when they're adults or whatever, and when after they're kids, but before they're adults, I should say. But yeah, I don't know. I like Fire Emblem. I think the series needs some stuff to make it better, to make it more mainstream. It's still a little. They almost had it with Three Houses. Also, I'm not sure who did who did like the voice work like company wise for Engage, but I don't recognize anyone off the top of my head that I've been playing through.
Oh, so that's why I didn't get any
Whenever
messages at like 12 o'clock talking about how you
there's
complaining about how you recognize the voice.
there's a character in the game. Her name's what the fuck's her name? Ah, shit, I don't remember her name. She's a thief, big titty thief who has like fucking knives. She's like stars in her hair, like little star barrette looking things in her hair. She finds one of the rings. The whole game's about rings, and she's a very like cutesy ditzy ish character. And like when you first meet her, she keeps saying "Hiya papaya," and I'm like, that character. Yeah, and it actually like when they end up recruiting you and you win that battle with her, it's just like I'll be the first to say like when she joins you, she's like "Hiya papaya," and I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways, that person in an alternate universe was voiced by Kaylee. That sounds like a Kaylee character, but it's not. I don't know who the hell is voicing her. I can't remember the character's name. She's the character. I know she has the Micaiah ring. Micaiah is the main character from Radiant Dawn, the Wii game that nobody played. Oh, was Radiant Dawn the GameCube game?
No, that's Path of Radiance.
No, it's the Wii game.
Yeah.
See, stupid similar names. Yeah, nobody played the Wii.
It's like
game.
The two games are connected or somehow. Like one's a direct sequel to the other one.
I was gonna say, like, I think that's exactly what they are.
They are.
She has the Micaiah ring. I can't remember the fuck her name is.
Looks like it's Yunaka.
I'm gonna Google her real fast. There you go, Yunaka. Yeah, who the fuck voices Yunaka?
I'm looking it up, man. You'll just keep going.
Okay, so yeah, this character's like that. I'm like, that would be voiced by Kaylee. There's even a character that I think would be voiced by Kira, is a bit more of like, has like the 2B aesthetic kind of, and I'm like, that would be a that would be a Kira. There's like a lot of little characters, and I'm like, who voices Yunaka?
Laura Post.
Who is? Oh, I know that name. I don't know who she is.
Oh yeah, just looking like at the character, it's like, yeah, okay, this character seems good, looks good.
I like that character. Like, it's weird because like the thieves are so, or her. I think just her character is kind of OP in the game, but she's a really good example of what I said earlier. Because when she joins you, when you first run into her, she's all like, has all these one-liners, is confusing everyone, and she finds the ring, and she's like this mysterious thief who like lies to you at first. Spoiler, sorry. who lies to you at first, and then she joins you, and then you never talk to her again in the story because from then on she can die.
Thief with a
And
magic
I'm
ring.
like,
I feel like I've heard that before. Does it allow her to go invisible?
and in secret he forged one to rule them all. Um, Speaking of which, real fast, you know how annoyed I am? Not so much about I think Rings of Power is already filming right now. It's second season or third or whatever, second
The
season.
second season.
But I don't know why I said third, but yeah, they're filming the second season right now. But did you know that fucking House of the Dragon has not even started and they're not going to start till later on in the year?
No, I did not.
Yes, isn't that stupid? The show, like at best, and they've already said don't expect it until late 2024 at the earliest. And I'm like, what? How the fuck? Who does a show like that? And from what I understood, that has nothing to do with the HBO Discovery merger. Like they were just riding by the seat of their pants. I'm like, how do you do such an interconnected thing that apparently had like 5 seasons planned, and
Well,
then when the first one was a decent hit, you're like, well, we're not really sure where we're going to film the second season yet. That just and there's people who were defending it, like in some of the things when they're like, oh no, that's the way Game of Thrones. I'm like, no, it wasn't. Game of Thrones had a very, very, very strict normal season structure. I don't get me started with like the episodes, but as in like it was a normal TV schedule structure.
yeah, I
I
guess
guess the
they're
difference is
just
this was meant for streaming.
yeah, they were unsure if it was going to go beyond a season or not. I would
It
assume that's
ended
the
on
only
a
case is that they hadn't
cliffhanger.
really planned out for that. Plus, or anything else like HBO was doing. Like you said, there was the merger.
I don't know. I just find that ridiculous. So yeah, we have to wait years, and I just have a feeling it's gonna be like Stranger Things, where like Stranger Things is a whole another can of worms. Why were the first 2 seasons almost back to back, but then we have to wait like 3 years between seasons after that? Like everyone's like fucking 30 and they're pretending that they're like still in high school. But what's annoying is they looked the proper age when the show started like 7, 8 years ago.
I'm trying to think who's the oldest among the kids right now because I'm just
Well, what's her face? The fucking what's her face is what the main character's sister. I keep forgetting
oh
is the sister.
Nancy.
Yeah, she is like in real life like 30, and I'm not even exaggerating about that. And there were times when I think she's like 29, but there were times when I was telling Molly when you're watching the most recent season where like she looks her age. Every so often she'll like furrow her brow in a way, and I'm like, you are not in high school.
She is
Like
28.
somebody call the police. Like somebody call the police. She is not in high school.
Yeah, like for the
Like,
record, Natalia Dyer is currently 28.
oh yeah. So she's the oldest I think of the and technically like I guess she's not one of the quote unquote kids, but she's supposed to still be in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh wow, guy who plays Steve is 31.
I mean, he kind of looks it too. No, but there are times I forget that because like even Molly, she's like, "Aren't they in?" I'm like, "No, they're still in high school. That's the high school newspaper she's writing for. Or like that's the high school, where the fuck, she hasn't gone to college yet. But that's the whole plot point is that the fucker, the kid, or whatever. Remember, um, he wasn't gonna go to college. I don't remember what the plot point
Yes.
was anymore. But college was the plot point. So no, they're not in college. Like
Well,
anyway.
I think
So
Steve is
yeah,
graduated. He's just now unsure what to do with his life.
yeah. You guys will say like Steve Steve could be 30 because he's like working at a video store. What the fuck he's still
He's
doing? I
working at
don't know.
Scoops Ahoy.
Doesn't he work at the video
Oh
store
yeah,
now? Or is it Scoops?
he works at Scoops in season 3, but then the mall gets destroyed. Now he's working at the video store.
I
Scoops
forgot
Ahoy is
about the
forever,
mall.
man.
Man, I think that happened because that season was 2019, and I can't remember what con I went to after that. It wasn't AX. AX was I remember watching the season at AX because like Sylvia was in some of the things and she was at that AX.
Yeah, it's because they
But I think
always
it
come
was like a
out
Long Beach
around
comic.
like July 4th.
Is that why? I
Yeah,
didn't
the
know. I
first
didn't.
like three
You know
seasons.
what's stupid? That's insane because I just realized that like we saw season 3 in 2019. And I know the pandemic happened in between, but we saw season 3 in 2019, but did not see season 4 until 2022.
Hmm.
That's an insane gap. And then like the uh, I'm sure you know this. They are not filming it right now. It is
Yeah,
scheduled for 2024. So it's
yeah,
like it's
yes.
insane. Like
I know they
why
film
wait that
around
long?
where I live, and my sister and I are big fans of the
Oh,
show.
one.
It's like,
Uh,
so she's like
it's funny.
keeping track of when they start, so she can stalk the set locations when she has time.
Are you gonna be an extra
No, I don't think
like
so.
Sylvia
Unless
Sylvia and Ren?
she has connections to get us as extras, and I'm sure my sister will be happy.
It's funny because like um and the, I mean like I posted, but I even posted screens of where they were in, but like they're in I made the joke before, like once you notice it because you just kind of start spotting them, it's like they're in the background of like every scene. It's like, oh, it's like as if they're stalking the main characters because they're in the pool, they're at the mall.
Like this
They're at
thing takes
the
place in a small town,
I know like
and you just keep running into the same people. Believe me, I'm from a small by California standards town. You can't go very far without running into someone that knows my family like very closely. It's like, oh yeah, you went to high school with my mother, or you know my uncle or something like. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, thank you, nice to meet you.
Are we gonna move UPCs to a Wednesday? Because I heard you mentioning that like if we did, it's like the first, the eighth. No, wait, no,
No,
you
no,
were
I was
wrong.
just telling
We'll move
you.
it back to the Tuesday.
Yeah, I moved it
It's
back to the
7,
Tuesday.
14, 21, 28. Okay,
Yes,
never mind. I can't count.
yes. No, no, I
We
was
have to
just trying
think.
to get a schedule for this month, and it's like,
Well, I think Hina's gonna show up soon, so I'm gonna start like getting us back onto the track of the thing. It's like, what's the theme for February? Because I put February, but and it's funny because that's a Subway promotion, and I was talking about Subway earlier before it went live. But
Manuel's favorite
no,
place to work.
I kind of liked working at Subway just for the free food, but it was. I will say this, and I was thinking about this yesterday or the day before. I forgot when. I was just like thinking about working at the first Subway I ever worked at. It was my first job ever too. Um, I don't think I think I am the only person in the like that actually for sure I'm the only one that I know personally who ever had the perfect fast food training experience in that they were opening a store that I was going to work at, and we had 2 weeks or maybe it was even more than that of no customer like training, all of us like the entire staff together, and we all learned everything by the books, like the perfect, like we learned the Subway training manual, like to this day I could tell you what goes on each sandwich. And the reason why that bothered me as I worked at other Subways, because I worked at like four as time went on, and it was a very short period, but I worked at like four Subways. Some of them were by the same owner though, but I worked at four Subways, and it blew my mind that no one gets that treatment. And not even just at Subway, no one ever gets that treatment anywhere. Like I've known people who started working at like McDonald's that have opened, and they don't get 2 weeks of like no customer training. They just send them to a real store that's already like the same owner already owns, and just like go help the, like here you get like 2 hours crash course, like, and then they're working at their store by themselves. And I think the minor difference was, for whatever reason, the owners hired an all new crew and didn't move any people from the other stores. So I don't know, but yeah, I had the perfect quote unquote like Subway like fast food training that no one ever gets. And I still hate that job. I just like the food. I just like getting free food. And I come to find out that we just worked at like a Subway place once again, where they kind of were like very nice and did everything like very very no, quote unquote like the way Subway would expect you to on the corporate level. So we got free food. Apparently there are tons of Subways where like they don't get free food, like um, but I will say that even when I was working with those nice people, I never got a lunch break for the like I've never got a lunch break while working at Subway ever in my life. Period. and there were sometimes I worked insane shifts.
Yeah, don't you have to get one of those if you're working like
Yeah, exactly.
8 hours?
Never got one. Never got one. And like I was a kid, like I was literally 17 when I got hired, and I think I just turned 17. Um, and uh, I'll never forget. Like, not only would I not get a lunch break, we would literally get like one break, period, the whole day, no matter how long a shift was, and that was to eat. And we get the break, and like our like there'd be times when that break would be like 5 minutes because we start eating, and then like they'd yell at us to get back. And my dumb ass, not knowing any better, be like, "I just gotta eat. I guess I don't finish my food. I'll just eat it whenever." But then again, there were times when like I developed like secrets. Like I mentioned, first of all, everyone at any job, like I just didn't do work a lot of time. I'd go hide places. But I've mentioned this in past streams that when I was doing it at the last Subway with the owner I liked, not the one who trained us all crazy, but like this kind of relatively young, not that much older than me owner. Um, at the time. Well, he was like in his late 20s when I was like late teens, but still about closest to my age. You know what I mean to say. Um, I took up smoking to get more breaks, which is insane because like for whatever reason, if you smoked, it'd be like I'm gonna go out for a smoke, and you just go out there and like smoke. And so I'm like, yeah. And then like because I did the owner, like I never bought a pack of cigarettes in my life. Like to this day, I've never bought one because like he would either buy me cigarettes or give me some of his. Like he's like, "Hey, want to go out for a smoke break?" I'm like, "Sure." Or the times we go out, he's like, "Here's $20. Go to the gas station and go buy us cigarettes." This sounds so shady, doesn't it?
Yes.
And
Um,
we're working at a food place and we're just smoking, like chain smoking, all of us. Oh man, this is great. Almost. Oh wait, here goes. Okay, Hina's like on her way. I forgot. So yeah, what's the February theme?
I, I don't know. I was waiting for you because like I want to do Fantasy February again, but
Oh, I forgot about that.
we did like maybe two
Ah,
episodes last year, and then we had issues.
well, Hina. Also, like, I would like to have Warren. Well, we'll see. I got some ideas. I'll think about that one. I'll think about that one.
Okay, because I don't think we had time to do like
What else begins with F? Words that begin with F besides fuck.
food,
Food. But
light.
Ada J used to write about food stuff. I think about that every so often.
Well, we're talking about. We were
We
just
used to
talking
get
about food manual.
Subway doesn't count. Subway isn't food.
Film.
Film. We'll do the four Fs. It's funny because you don't know this. I went to go see the Mentors last week, and if you don't know the Mentors, don't look them up. To anyone who's like watching this later on, but the Mentors, they have some crazy songs. But they have a song called the 4F Club, and I don't want to say what the 4Fs are, but it's like, but one of them is fuck. It's not as offensive as you would think. It's just, but yeah, Finder, the F
Friend.
one, and Forgetter, and yeah.
Fractions.
Friend,
Fragmentation.
fraction.
Freaky. Freewheeling.
Oh, we can do freaky when Hina's on because I'm gonna when we talk about our OnlyFans.
Fire Emblem. Manuel, that's what starts with F.
Has Kaylee ever been in a Fire Emblem game? I know
Yes,
Kira has.
I believe Kaylee's done voices for Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh, I forgot. Heroes has a weird voice cast because okay. Thank you for bringing that up. Fire Emblem Engage does the sin that I hate in that the voice cast is like different from past games. You might be like, huh? Fire Emblem Engage is a new game. No, they have Marth, they have Micaiah. Well, it's not the same voices from here. Some of them have voices in Heroes. Some of them have voices in other like past games that are just like Warriors, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like Tiki's in this game. She's the first wave DLC character, and I think Tiki's amazing because she has one voice actress in Japan, but every time she's had a voice in the US, it's a different person. She's like the series is like fucking Piccolo. It's like, what the fuck? Come on.
So yes,
And
if you're just in case you're wondering, Manuel, Kaylee voices Marita, Thea or Thea, and Tsubasa in Fire Emblem Heroes.
the Subasa's in Warriors, and she didn't voice her in Warriors. Anyway, I'm getting upset now. But then again, I think the mobile games always have weird casts because I know Pokemon Heroes has a different. Is that what the game's called? I just gave it the same Fire Emblem name, but the Pokemon, where the fuck that game is that has all the characters in there, that has a completely different voice cast than the anime, and then any other media that has voice acting. Because obviously Pokemon doesn't really have voice acting. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and apparently Kaylee is also
voice
additional voices in Three Hopes.
Oh, and Three Hopes.
Yeah, just additional voices.
Now I'm obsessed with, like, I'm gonna talk to every NPC and figure out who the fuck she, like, is that Kaylee? I was talking to her about, like, I was trying to explain to her the Crystar thing that bothered me. That, like, and it's funny because there's no way to explain it. Like, there's a scene at the very beginning of the game where a monster attacks you, and literally, I'm not exaggerating, the monster sets up the entire plot of the game. It's you and your sister. A monster shows up, attacks you, separates the two of you, and that's the plot of the game. That the game kicks off from there. That monster has a voice, and she comes out. She's like, "Let's play together," and it's fucking clearly Kaylee. The second I heard her, I'm like, "That is Kaylee." And then later on, when the game progresses, you meet a character who joins your party, and the character's name is Nanana. And that character is also voiced by Kaylee. And I'm like, and the character of Nanana, spoiler alert, is a monster who is kind of turning good. And I'm like, that was her at the beginning of the game. And you have to beat the game 3 times to get to that to find that out. Because it has like New Game Plus type bullshit. And when they revealed it, I'm like, I already knew, because Kaylee did the voice, and, like, honestly, that feels like a production issue. They could have edited the fuck out of the voice to make it sound monstrous, but it was just Kaylee. It was just Kaylee's normal voice, just like when she did not. It's like maybe they didn't tell her. Maybe it's like, yeah, you're Nanana. Here's one of her 30 lines you're doing in this, like, session or whatever the fuck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be wrong, but I think she says "let's play together" as one of her attack, like, things during the game itself. So it might have also just ruined it even that way.
Yeah. Now there are definitely some weird times when characters are voicing, or are obviously actors who have like major roles are also voicing minor characters for whatever reason. Like I can think of one time in one of my favorite games, Tales of Symphonia, where like when they're getting kicked out of town, one of the minor characters is very clearly voiced by Scott Menville, who also voices the main character Lloyd. It's like, hey, that's just kind of funny. Or I'm playing Persona 5 right now, and I swear there's a scene where Taliesin Jaffe plays both the character in the bar and the newscaster on TV, and they're not the same person. It's just like however in like recording his lines, end up playing 2 characters who are in the same scene together.
Man, voice acting is a weird game. We got to get on that Kaylee interview. I got to upload it. I've been lazy about that.
Yeah. Like,
there's some good content in that Kaylee interview that she talked about, like, some voice acting things, and it's funny because
good thing you had someone good writing that interview for you.
If only we did the interview sooner. She revealed because she recently was on, because there's a tweet that went around earlier this week, or maybe it was during the weekend, where it's all like, whatever you do, don't use a USB microphone. I'm sure you saw that post.
Yeah.
Because like every voice actor replied, and not even voice actors, like YouTubers were replying to it that I follow. But Kaylee replied to it, and she mentioned the whole thing about the Karaoke Revolution mic she used. And I'm not sure that's a well-known story because some of the comments acted like it wasn't. But she mentioned that in the interview, and I'm like, if only we had the interview out sooner. Like that story was long in the interview. because we asked, like, I think one of the questions how you got into voice acting, and she mentioned how she mentioned the whole karaoke revolution microphone thing. That was her first microphone.
Yeah.
And I think there was even a thing about getting into voice acting. She mentioned just do it with any equipment you have, which honestly is good advice. Just fucking anything you do in life, the hardest thing is getting it started.
Yeah.
Like whether you do well at it or not, like the hardest part is always that first step. Like there's so many things I'm like, you know the way things go. It's like that would have been
Yeah.
so much easier if I just started it instead of like procrastinating for a year or like
Yeah.
hours or whatever the case.
Start small. Don't spend too much money until you know you're going to like it and want to get invested in it. Same advice for just about anything.
Oh man. Oh wait, Netflix released the whole thing. Oh,
Oh, you didn't see
it's
that
official.
about the password sharing
I didn't know it
crackdown?
was official. No, I mean they've been talking about it, but I didn't realize it was official.
Yeah, it's official now.
Yeah,
You want to
because
explain it for the
Warren
people who
mentioned.
aren't looking at what you're looking at?
Yeah, I went to Twitter because I was just because I was gonna read the Kaylee thing, and the first thing I saw was this Netflix thing. TLDR: Netflix is cracking down on password sharing, and that basically it's locked to your household. And they're gonna use things like devices and IP addresses to make sure what the household is, and then this is really the part that's really confusing is first of all you have to sign into your house every 31 days to make sure that you're still in your house or whatever. But if you're traveling, you have to put it. They give you a code, and the code is good for up to 7 days. But that implies that they're not going to give you multiple of those codes. So even if maybe your strategy is, well, I'll just keep using the code to get around it, I don't think you can.
Yeah. My condolences to anyone who's as a kid at college out of state,
Exactly.
uh,
Like I don't
uh,
think you can.
a
I
loved
think
one
it's
serving
impossible.
overseas who's using your Netflix password, or just
Or
like
a manual who's leeching off you.
yeah, definitely big
Yeah.
condolences to that having to deal with that big boomer on yours.
God damn it! Where the fuck is Hina? But yeah. Apparently, yeah. From what I'm gathering, this is even more strict than I imagined. I hate these kind of limits about signing in every so many days because there were times even when I mean, why make you do that? Because there were times when like I was a lot more carefree with my spending, and I was subscribed to Netflix for years. I would go months without watching it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I was just paying. It was just the fee being withdrawn from myself every month, I guess, every so often, every month. But now you have to sign in every 31 days to keep it up, and I'm like, and if you don't, like what if you don't?
Yep. I mean, there's
That's
definitely times I've gone
wild.
a whole lot of time without watching Netflix. Though, like, I've definitely been watching it more as they've kept up their anime releases.
Nah.
Like, I'm
I see a lot of
trying to,
I see a lot of bad stuff about the anime though.
but they have JoJo Manual. JoJo.
It's what the hell? Like, wait, is Kira the voice of this big titty maid character? Why did Kira share this? Or Kaylee liked it too. What is this?
Sorry, man.
Wait,
You're gonna have to
sorry. No, there's some character. Sorry. There's a character. There's a voice actress named Elizabeth
Maxwell.
Quedenfeld.
Oh
No, Quedenfeld. I have no idea if that's the real name. That's a Twitter handle. Elizabeth Quedenfeld. I guess that could be Maxwell. I don't know,
no, it's
but they're voicing some big titty maid character in that game where the big titty people with the guns. Well, they're
dear.
not big. They're not all big titty, but that's why a lot of anime like that. It's a mobile game where a bunch of like scantily clad anime girls have guns. But I guess she did the voice. But Soda is the name of the character. That's a. But Kira and Kaylee both liked it, and that's why it's in my feed now. Sorry, Twitter's a wild place. I heard that Elon was doing some crazy shit again. I guess he like locked his account. He's still
Mm-hmm.
locked. I want to go look at. I want to go look at Elon. Wait. Where is Elon?
He privated his account for whatever reason to test something because apparently Twitter no either never had, or no longer has like a test environment for him to test stuff and people to explain it to him. Oh yeah, the game is Nike,
Yeah.
and apparently, oh yeah, and
The-
apparently Kira's tagged in that for being like, I assume a director on like the voice dubbing or whatever.
oh, so you look at the big titty
Yes, I was
maid
trying to figure out what you were
girl.
talking about.
I've never heard of this game until ALA. When I was at ALA, one of my friends, Thomas, was showing me the thing. Like, I
Emmanuel,
guess you could
we're
just
gonna
look
have
at
to
the
pause for a second.
girls. Oh, what's up?
And we are back.
What's up? I had to do a second what's up. The first what's up wasn't there. I just I snuck into to go see Scary Movie when I was a kid, and it was in the theater that I told many a times that me and my friends would sneak in. There was there was this theater by our local mall, and it was outside, and for some reason, I guess it was in the mall, like, or maybe we were just kids and we just sweet talk to people. We would like, oh, can we use your bathroom real fast? So we go use the bathroom, and then like one of us would go in, use the bathroom, and like run around the corner to like where the theater was, go into one of the theaters and open the side door, the emergency
Oh
exit that
my
we knew.
God.
Yeah, we would wait by the door outside, then we'd go inside to this random theater, then we'd sneak in like that. And it was the weirdest thing because it worked many times. Like we snuck in there like 10, 20 times. But we'd all take turns being the one to go to the bathroom. But yeah, we snuck in to see Scary Movie, and I remember that. What's up? What's up? Anyway, have you ever seen Scary Movie, Hina?
Yeah, that was actually the first one, right?
Yeah.
That's the only one I actually watched.
When they get all high, yeah. Anyway. Oh man, I have not seen that movie recently. I wonder how it's aged. A lot of comedies like that age weirdly, like with their jokes.
Mhm.
Anyways, what's up? It's been a while.
Yeah, I moved to the West Coast now.
Oh, see, I was I was thinking about that because I've been so confused about which coast you live on because I like it feels like you've moved. I mean, like mind you,
I moved a lot. I moved a
yeah,
lot
and it feels like most people when they move to another like city or they just move like a
Mhm.
little in the area. But you were like East
across
Coast,
the
West Coast, East
country.
Coast, West Coast. Yeah,
Same.
like 3 times it felt like 3 or 4 times. I remember I was like, I would
Yeah.
talk to you and like I don't know Canadian geography. So whenever you'd be all like, I'm in Vancouver, I'm like Toronto, Vancouver. I thought they were next to each other.
They're not.
I mean,
Spoiler
Vancouver
alert, they're
is
not.
on the same side. Same side as Vancouver, Washington, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So which is the East Coast one?
So there's no Toronto, obviously, and I mean, New York would be the closest.
Yeah.
Like, I guess
Toronto's
like
not
big
far
city.
from New York, or like it's.
Oh, okay.
I went to school in Rochester. I went to Toronto once, and it was only like 3 hours away.
Canada is a weird place. Canada.
Canada.
So you're on the West Coast now. You're on West Coast time. So you're in the place that's close to Seattle then.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So I could
I'll-
actually like. It takes like half an hour. No, it takes like an hour to get there.
Yeah, because I remember
Or something.
whenever I'd go to SoccerCon, that's what the con's called.
Oh yes.
Whenever I go to SoccerCon, like all the people from like all the Canadian friends would show up because like, oh yeah, it's right
yeah.
across the border. I don't know American geography either apparently, but yeah. I have a friend of mine who's going to SoccerCon this year, and they're here in LA, and they're gonna drive up there, and I'm like, from LA to Seattle, that's like, off the top of my head, that's more than a day. Like,
Is it? I think it's just under a day.
because it
'Cause
takes.
I've gone from
Is it
Vancouver to LA.
what?
Yeah, when I was younger. Like I don't know, it was a road trip with my family.
That's insane.
'Cause I have family in LA. I don't
Well,
know why
'cause,
my
like,
webcam keeps on flickering.
Yeah,
I know.
it's weird, but
I'm trying to figure that out.
okay.
Because it
Manu-
takes 6 hours to get to NorCal. Then what are you gonna say about the time? How
No,
long does it
just
take to get to
keep
Seattle?
going.
For me or for you guys?
No, I'm just saying because like I'm gonna Google this real fast. What is the time? And Hina, you can go ahead and talk about what you've been up to lately. Hina, Seattle to Los Angeles.
Well, I've been settling down. It's still taking a long time. You can still see my bags over here. My
Yeah,
boxes and
they're
bags.
barely
So you
in frame
just
on
moved.
here.
Yeah. But like, I mean, that's not organized yet. I mean,
Then they
the
can't
shelf
see
is
anything
organized, but
like
not this.
past your
Oh,
window.
you can't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I have my like cupboards not like really organized, but you know, everything is sort of in its place. I just don't. I ran out of space for my other like the rest of my stuff. So yeah,
I mean, you
the whole
have
basement.
you have cool colored walls. I like that minty
Yeah,
color.
it's better than my yellow walls before.
Yeah, like it's a clash weird with like the lighting I used to feel sometimes.
Yeah, it feels a lot brighter. And I also just dyed my hair. I bleached my hair last night for this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So what do
I
you?
will eventually gonna go all blonde, all blonde, and then like pink. Yeah.
You went pink before, right?
I did pink like just like this style, but pink. I want to do like my entire head.
Mm. Is this for a new project? Is Hina gonna return to the idol scene?
I'm thinking about it. Last time I was in New York actually for Anime NYC when Mone Musume went. I actually had all pink hair,
Oh,
so I want to go
really?
back. Yeah.
See that? There you go. New plans in the work with Hina.
Yeah.
Go support Hina's new idol endeavors.
And hopefully I can go to SakuraCon. I don't know if I can.
But the real question about SakuraCon is
SakuraCon. Yeah.
is Garugamesh going to be there?
Soonish.
Gilgamesh. It's funny because it's happening soon, but I keep seeing all the application things just opening now, and I'm like, isn't that an Easter?
It's really late.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's funny because I have this new VTuber thing, Oshi Live, where you do like, oh, look at your cat.
His name is
Aw.
Mochi. And I didn't realize how generic that name was until after. So I call him Mochito. Like mojito.
Mint
So I don't-
Mochito.
Don't you have a cat named Mochi?
Really?
GD? I feel like
No,
I
my
feel like
cat's
know-
name is Egg Roll.
Oh, oh, come on, that's not.
I have a friend with a
Cute.
dog named Mochi, but
I was about to say, like, I know a lot of people with pets named Mochi. Like, I know for a fact that I had a friend who has a hamster named Mochi. And I just don't.
Oh yeah. That
and
makes sense.
like,
Though. Hamsters look like mochi.
yeah,
Like,
this is-
yeah, they're tiny.
if you ever get like drunk and you have a white hamster, be careful. Just eat the hamster. Don't eat the hamster.
Manuel is speaking from experience, of course.
Yeah, it's like, ah, shit, I ate my hamster again. I used to have a lot of hamsters back. Don't you have any hamsters, Hina? I feel like you've had a hamster.
I did, yeah. I couldn't take them on the plane. They only take like cats or dogs. And I
Aw.
think that'd be too stressful. You know how hamsters just die from random, like anything, like.
Yeah. I remember, like, I got a hamster from a rescue place. Like, I don't know what you call it. Like a not a pound,
Yeah,
an animal
shelter?
rescue. Yeah, shelter. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh.
I got a hamster from a shelter one time. Actually, several times. But I got a hamster one time, but it was a far shelter, like in like Pasadena, and like. And for whatever reason, like we drove, but for whatever reason, me and my then girlfriend went to go get it, and we took a train to go over there,
Damn.
and like we had a little travel cage and everything, but we went there, got the hamster, came back. I swear to God, the hamster was the friendliest hamster when we were at the shelter, but that hamster never got over that train ride.
Oh.
The hamster was freaking out the whole time we were on the train, and then like it was not a very friendly hamster after we got home anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The
like
trauma.
yeah, we
PTSD.
traumatized. Yeah, like, and it was a long train ride. It was like we were like on 2 different trains for like 2 hours to get there.
Wow.
And yeah, we traumatized this poor hamster. This hamster was not in a good place afterward. All aboard the trauma
The
train.
trauma train.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, if you, well, you don't drink anymore, do you, Hina?
No,
I
I
remember you
don't, not
mentioning
anymore.
that. When we were at ALA, of course, we drink and I drink. I wanted to drink boxed wine, So I got this box of this one flavor of box wine called what the fuck was the wine called? Uh Something blossom, what the fuck is it called? Pink blossom or some shit like that. And apparently that was one of our roommates like trauma wine that
Oh,
apparently yeah,
really?
yeah, she had a parent who would like get drunk on that wine like all the time. And
Damn,
she's like that brings back so many memories and I'm like so
not good
and
memories.
yeah, and then like the asshole half of us were like trauma wine.
Oh my god.
Manuel.
We were calling it the trauma wine. And we were telling everyone the story. Like it would come like, hey, it's a trauma wine. I don't think I ever posted the picture, but there was at one point when we had Molly and Molly. I didn't know this by the way. Like I guess I didn't have the right college life. Apparently, box wine's very popular like at frat parties, and
Oh, really?
even and apparently that particular flavor was really popular. Period. And she's like, "What you gotta do is you gotta like pick the bag up, slap the bag, and then just like drink, like chug a bunch of it."
Oh,
And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Yeah,
wait,
we
it's
didn't
in a
have that.
bag?
It well, it's in a box, but within the box is the bag that
There's a
has the
bag.
yeah,
Oh,
and it's a lot of wine. It's like maybe like 2 gallons of wine or something in the
oh,
box,
jeez.
but and it's cheap as fuck. You get that whole box for like $10.
Yeah, I thought that was
Holy
the reason
fuck.
it was popular.
Oh, okay. That's probably
It's
it's
dirt
cheap.
cheap, and it's like and wine drunk is a scary drunk. Don't ever get wine drunk if you don't know what you're doing, because that's the kind of drunk that like you black the fuck out, and you know.
I've actually never gotten drunk. Okay, technically, I sort of did once. It was because I went through a heartbreak, and then after that, I quit because I wanted to be healthy. But yeah, that's it. That's the only time I've ever been drunk.
Oh man, yeah, like
Cancel Manuel for 1,000 points.
You
I need
deserved it.
I, yeah. So yeah, what's been new with you? What have you been up to? Like anything fun? Anything you've been doing fun? Like you talked about maybe going to soccer con, but have you done any conventions, any events, anything lately?
I might be helping with like local cons, if anything, because I know some organizers. But aside from that, not much. And I mean, I have my kitten too, so I've been just taking care of him.
Been chilling.
Yeah, just chilling, just like settling. That's it. Not too exciting, I guess. But I'm so happy to be back in the West Coast, though.
Yeah, time zone's a lot better. I don't know. It's a good coast to be in.
Yeah,
West Coast, best coast.
I agree, and I'm in Georgia right now.
Wait, where is Georgia? I
The
don't
East
know the
Coast.
U.S.
Oh
Oh,
my god, there's
Oh,
no one know.
that.
The education systems in both the US and Canada are doing are showing lovely tonight. Nobody knows what anything is. Georgia's in the southeast. It's like next to Florida.
Mm,
yeah.
okay.
But yeah, let's get on some shit. What's some good? I wanted to talk AI stuff because AI like has been going crazy lately,
It
and I
has.
feel like it's funny because we have a D&D stream and we don't really have a DM right now, and I'm like, do AI DMs exist yet? Because that's the one AI thing I want
Anyway, those are
to let
called
us.
There
computer
should.
RPGs.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I feel like I don't know because I remember this is the coast saying something, but anyways, but yeah, have you seen the latest images where it's all like, oh, it's over for like all the OnlyFans girls? It's like, what once all these AI images, and it's like the image is like the girl that like is turned around, and like you see her
Oh,
chest and
yeah,
her butt.
the story. Yeah. I posted that on Facebook.
It's like it's over now, guys.
Oh, wait, you talking the one where
These
it's like
standards are like, yeah,
she's her body's like flipped around two different ways. Like
or
you
Yeah,
like
look at her
thighs
front
coming
half,
out of
but
a
the
different part
bottom
of her
half is
body. Or
like
like,
the back half of the bikini bottom instead of the
yeah,
front.
yeah, yeah.
everything's wrong, and it's funny because I didn't notice it until a friend of mine today did they're like they had some AI program, like I guess or whatever the fuck. I don't know where people are doing these things by the way, but they had some AI thing and they like, oh look, I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna throw a party. Here's some pictures for my party. It's all like AI
Oh
art,
yeah.
and like everyone's hands. If you ever want to look at the really obvious stuff, look at the hands. The fingers are never right.
Oh, really? I need to look
Yes,
into that. I want to look
and
into that.
it's funny because like I remember like have you ever seen like the old art posts like art not AI art where it's all like
Mhm.
hands are hard to draw. So I guess
Oh
AI
yeah,
has a
yeah.
problem with hands too.
Even like faces, you can see like they look sort of off. Like they don't look human.
It's the uncanny valley going on. It's like, what are? I've always been confused. It's like, what is this AI basing these faces off of?
Lots
Is
of
there a
other
pool?
drawings of people's face or faces.
Yeah, is there a pool of all this pre-existing stuff? And like, can I RNG a manual? Like, if I keep rolling, like
Oh
I
wow.
mean,
will it
eventually,
just be?
yeah, you could probably get something
I,
that like you
I
just
guess
by playing the odds.
I guess it's the probability is just keep rolling until you get a manual. But yeah, it's funny because I'm like, but that was the current thing. It's all like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna start like all these guys gonna start OnlyFans accounts with like these AI girls. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work, my dude. That's not gonna work.
Funny joke
It's
that
like,
they're saying is that it's like setting like different standards. Like ones are impossible to like obviously reach. Like obviously like having your ass and your boobs in the front. Like
I know. It's like I wonder what they typed in to get that. It's like ass and the boobs in the same shot. It's like yeah,
maybe though they
that
could have just said like someone with a like nice set of tits and like boobs and like I mean an ass and it just happened to be both on the same side. Like because I don't know.
It was probably looking
easy
at like
access.
They were still. I mean AI is still right. There's tits and ass right there.
Oh man, AI has a long way to go. I don't know. It's just it's funny because we did this topic at some point last year when it was a little different, and I remember my hot take is still I like to see where this goes. I still it's funny because I just like seeing some people get canceled for using AI art. I think it's fun to play around with. Like I don't see
Me
what the issue
personally, is
is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I
There's
guess
people selling art.
yeah,
There's
that's
people actually
different.
trying to sell it. Yeah. And it's worse when it steals like actual artists like work and stuff. But that's like the only thing that's wrong, I feel like. I
I
don't know. It's a
follow this
touchy subject.
this musician and they did a song called they're a Chinese musician. They did a song called Wukong. It's an instrumental thing, and it's based on Sun Wukong. And I was like, oh cool, they're doing a music video for it. And I didn't notice that the music video was done by AI. Like that
Oh
was in the
really?
description and everything. Yeah. So I guess all the art and even the video itself, like I guess like the pan, like the production of it
Mhm.
was done
Yeah.
using AI. And I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
that looks cool. That's kind of awesome. But it kind of feels wrong because it's like it's a commercial release, and I actually bought the album, and I'm like, and that convinced me to buy it, and I'm like, oh, AI art actually worked on me, but I'm like, who drew that stuff?
Mhm.
Who
Like it had
drew
to
that?
come from something, right? Like
Yeah,
somewhere.
because like
And
all AI stuff is just references everything. It doesn't like
mhm.
doesn't create anything new.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Just cancel me, everyone. Like, Hina's not real. Hina's an AI creation. That's why her camera keeps flickering.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like I have to like unplug it, but then if I do that, then I have to
yeah.
figure it all out. I don't want to mess that up.
She,
So
she's
just
yeah, she's not real. She's an AI creation. She's like one of those. She's one of those bots. If we keep talking to her long enough, she'll start
like
saying
glitching and shit.
yeah, start glitching and talking about wanting to kill us or something. She's
Oh,
sure
I was
to
gonna
like
say she's
Megan.
gonna start spouting
Like
racist
flickers and I
stuff
like
like,
change it
Oh,
like pose.
I saw Megan the other day because uh,
you mean with
like
Regan?
oh Mithrigan, yeah, I saw Mithrigan the other day. Have you seen that movie, Hina? It's the one with that like
No.
the killer doll girl kind of thing. I saw that movie.
I can't do horror.
You
I
can't
like
do
can't.
horror.
No.
Oh
I
my.
would it's trauma. Too much trauma for me.
Oh, the trauma movies. We
Yeah.
gotta sneak in some horror. We're gonna
Scary
get
movie doesn't count, right? Because it's just comedy.
no.
That's it. So that's why I watched it, but that's it. I can't
We
do
gotta
horror.
watch. You gotta watch Scream then, because Scream's actually free on YouTube right now. We gotta
Oh, is it?
get you drunk on Sunset. It's called Sunset Blush. It just
But I
popped in my
don't
head out of nowhere.
but I
We
don't
gotta get you
drink
drunk
though.
on Sunset Blush, and then watch a scary movie. It's gonna
Oh,
But I don't
I thought
happen.
you were
even
gonna say
drink.
Scream.
Oh, what did I say? I meant Scream. I said
Yeah,
scary movie, but I meant
Scream is really
Scream.
good.
I was watching it the other day, but yeah, I don't know. AI art's funny, and you're an AI creation. I saw your thing about wanting to go to like not wanting. You were like, oh, why is everyone going to Taiwan? Have you ever been to
Yeah.
Taiwan?
No. But no, but I have family there.
Oh, you do.
Yeah. I'm not
Nice.
Taiwanese at all though.
Oh, so what is this? Can't spell Hina backwards without AI. That's
Oh
true.
my god.
Oh, AI, just some extra letters involved. Anyway, you should go to Taiwan. I was thinking about that because I want to go back to Taiwan too. It's like,
Oh, you been?
I'm just a fucking like China boo. But yeah, I love Taiwan.
Mhm.
Taiwan's great. I've been there a couple times. It's the one place I like to spend long trips there. Donde está?
A to
We're
where
right
is A to
here.
J?
We're right here. We are A to J collectively. There was actually a point. We'll get back to Taiwan in a second. There was a point in the before times, if you remember, Hina, when you were supposed to do press for us at AX in the
I was?
yeah. I like how this is like news to Hina. Remember AX 2020?
Oh, like we were thinking about it, yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Right?
It never got. No, it wasn't even thinking about it. I submitted press for you, and I think it got approved.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
because
is
like
it because like of COVID it didn't happen or
yeah,
something
it
like
didn't
that?
happen.
Okay, that's what happened. Okay, because I knew it got canceled. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
we did it went through? Like I don't remember this.
but
Like,
yeah, we
because
got
I
approved.
wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I think I even had a whole. Actually, I'm not
I
sure if I
was
got it.
freaking out.
Yeah, I was about to say like it didn't happen obviously, but
Yeah.
we got approved, and you were supposed to do press for A to J, like because I think whoever the
Oh.
hell we had the year before, like Sylvia or whatever, was not going to be around.
Oh, okay. Well, if it is happening this year, I should be free.
Ooh,
What's happening?
horchata.
Yo quiero quesadilla. What is it we're talking about?
Well, Snacks wants a quesadilla.
In
I want quesadilla.
everyone in Espanol, I want
Espan-
horchata.
Horchata. So good.
Have you ever
I guess
have you
I've had
ever had an
horchata.
horchata? Not you. Have you ever had an horchata, Hina?
No, what is that?
It's funny you asked. That's actually why I was going to say it. It's the version most people know is like the I call it the Mexican one. I'm not sure if it's all of South America. It's actually not all of South America, but like the more popular version you would get in the U.S. is like a rice flavored rice drink. How would you describe it? Rice and cinnamon?
Oh,
Rice, cinnamon, and like water.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty good. And some people put
that
like
sounds
milk
good.
in there, like not milk, but like the
Mm.
condensed milk or whatever in there too.
Ooh,
But what's
even better.
funny, yeah, it's great. I fucking love horchata. But what's funny is that's like a bastardization that came out like in the West, in the U.S. I should say, like because of
Oh,
colonization. The original drink is from Spain, and it's made from nuts, and it's fucking nasty.
I thought you were gonna
Yeah,
say it's
but
fucking nuts.
that
it's
too.
it is nuts because like you can go to and some parts of South America, like the Latin America parts or whatever. I think Peruvian, because I think that I talked about this with Leslie. Peruvian, I think like I forget what other countries use that version. So every so often I'll go to a restaurant. I'm like, yeah, I want an horchata, and they'll give me this.
Oh, the wrong one, like the other one, basically.
It tastes like it's nutty. It's like it's usually more like I don't know what the word is. It's like it tastes slimy because I think they like
Oh,
yeah, there's something else in there like that they use for like the sugar, and I'm like, it's nasty, it's disgusting.
so
Don't drink it.
basically, you gotta ask what kind they're gonna give you. Like, what is
Yeah,
what's
De
in it?
Mexico or de España?
yeah, and it's funny because I remember watching. I don't know if you guys ever watched that one show like on the Food Network, like Bizarre Foods. Andrew Zimmern, I
I
think,
think
was the
that's
host of
on
that.
travel, but yeah.
Or whatever, yeah. The Bizarre Food Show is at one point he was talking about it too because he wasn't in Spain. He was like somewhere in South America, and he's like, "Oh, horchata's a nasty drink," blah, blah, blah. And he was saying it too, and I'm like, "See," but he didn't explain the Spanish thing. I'm like, "Has he never had the?" I mean, the Spanish Mexico thing is he never had the
Mm,
rice version because I grew up
mm.
like being Mexican. I grew up never knowing there was another version. I thought it was always made from like rice and cinnamon and
Yeah,
whatever.
I
And
didn't know that until you explained it to me.
yeah, I don't even think there's even well, that's the weird thing. God knows why they still call it horchata because I
Yeah,
don't think there's rice or cinnamon in the in the nut version.
it's like
I-
totally different, right?
yeah, it's like I think there's milk, but like, but
That's only
it's
one thing.
yeah, but it's a completely different drink. Like I just assume it changed slowly over time. It's like we don't those nuts don't grow here. We'll just use rice or
Mm.
uh, and then I don't know. But anyway, that's my horchata story. Everyone go have horchata.
Have you tried
Yeah,
researching it?
No, because fucking snacks is the chat, the internet, or shot that. Um, but yeah, Hina, let's all fund Hina going to Taiwan. Let's make it happen.
We can all
You,
meet there.
you could try all the cheap Taiwanese food, which is one of my
Okay.
favorite things to do. Like, have you've been to Japan, right, Hina?
I've been to Japan.
Like, doesn't this strike you as weird? I'm not sure how prices are in Canada. Doesn't it strike you as weird that like ramen in Japan is a really cheap food,
Yeah,
but
right. It
you
is.
come here, yeah, you come
It's
here,
expensive here.
yeah, and it
Like, how much
blows
is it
my
in
mind.
America versus Canada?
Most places will start at like the 12 to 15ish dollar range, and that's for cheap
Hmm.
places.
Yeah.
And there's lots of like gourmet. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's gourmet ramen in Japan too, but like then there's like
Mhm.
the mid level places. They're like, oh, $20 for ramen. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Now, but before then, what, like 5 years ago, it was a lot cheaper though. It was closer to $10, right?
Yeah,
But now, yeah,
but like you go to Japan, you can get like ramen most places for like six, eight
$6.
dollars. Yeah, like
Yeah.
exactly. Like like cheap as fuck. And like I remember one time I went to a place and I'm like, um, I didn't like it was one of my first times there and I didn't know much Japanese. So I was
Mhm.
ordering really stupidly and I kept saying yeah. So they kept putting all these extras and like, oh, this is gonna be
Oh,
so
no.
expensive. Like I'm fucking
Oh,
up.
but
I'm
then
fucking
like
up.
it's
It was
like
eight
how much was it?
dollars.
Oh, oh. Was
It
it
was
worth
like
it then for the extras?
it was like 840 yen. I'm like, what? And I'm like, what the fuck? No, because he kept telling me the price. I thought he said 18. I'm like, oh shit, I spent too much. But
Hmm.
then he typed in on the calculator and it was like $8, like 840. And I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And like it was like double meat, it had like a
Oh wow.
bunch of a bunch of other shit in there. And I'm like,
And you don't have to tip either.
yeah, and you don't have to tip. That's
They won't even
insane.
take it if you give it.
Oh man, I love Japan. But yeah, things like that, like if you go to Yoshinoya, Yoshinoya's cheap. I don't know if you have the Yoshinoyas in Canada.
Yeah, no, not no. Oh, they have it in America?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Yoshinoyas here in the
What?
US. And like the same, first of all, they don't have the same bowls, but if you get like a bowl here, it's like $10+ from there up. But in
Yeah.
Japan, same thing, it's like a $5, $6. It's like a
Yeah,
McDonald's.
it's so cheap.
And it just blows my mind, things like that. But yeah, Taiwan has shit like that too. Like
Oh,
a friend of mine took me to go get beef noodle soup. Well, it's called beef noodle. I don't know if you ever had beef noodle. It's like,
oh, I love it. It's so
yeah,
good.
so but like the place he took me to was like it was a Taiwanese place. It was a very very Taiwanese place. Like nobody there spoke in English, but the soup was like like 15 something dollars, and I'm like, I literally get the beef noodle for like $3 or $4 in Taiwan, and it's
Damn, that's so
amazing.
cheap.
But also, Taiwan has a weird conversion rate. Like the dollar is just
Oh,
that
is
much
it?
more powerful. I think, yeah, because um I used to when I used to go to Taiwan and Japan in the same trip, I would usually try to go to the animates in Taiwan to buy my
Yeah,
anime shit
because it's
because
cheaper.
yeah, it's even though they're importing it for some reason, it's more expensive in Taiwan than if you went to Japan, like to them. But for some reason, because the exchange rate, it's cheaper in Taiwan for us.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
not sure how Canada dollars work, but yeah, comparatively,
Oh,
but
it's
yeah,
different now. But like the yen isn't that strong right now, actually. Even like for Canada, like a dollar can get us more than 100 yen.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's like 100.
It was, yeah, I don't remember. I have to like Google that.
I think it's like
yeah.
3/4 of a cent right now.
It went to like my early 2000 because like when I first went to Japan, it was like when I was really well, not really young, but I was like out of high school-ish young, and the dollars to yen ratio I think was similar to what it is now. It was like 130 to a dollar, and I remember it was like, oh, like how, and and then for the longest time it was like less than 100 to a dollar. But yeah, now it's pretty good. I don't know. Now
Oh,
it'd be a good
never
time.
mind. It's
128.
100 yen is 103 Canadian. So I
Oh,
mean, it's basically the same. Like so the
Canada has
yen is just like a cent to like, yeah. 1 yen is 1 cent for us, basically. But yeah, it's so much better for USD. Oh my God.
I don't know. Canada is a weird place. I've mentioned to you before. I think I remember telling you this story that like I did had a layover there one time, and I was at an airport, and I was like, God, everything here's so expensive, and like
I forgot about the
I
conversion.
forgot. Yeah, the whole time it wasn't until I got home that I saw my credit card bill or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Everything there
It's
is
not
like,
that bad. It's
yeah,
because we have the same dollar sign, so it looks
exactly.
like the USD. Yeah.
Like I went to a Tim Hortons. So I'm like, oh, how novel, a Tim Hortons. I'd never been to a Tim Hortons before, and like, um, I was like, this food cost like $12, and like all I got was like a donut and a coffee. I'm like, what the fuck, or however much I don't remember how much it was, but I was like, that's so
Yeah.
expensive, and I'm like, wait, that was only like $7 or $8 or whatever the fuck it was
You
to
can get a
us.
double and some Timbits.
A
Basically.
double. Do you know what
I
Tim?
can't do a double though. It's not enough. I have to do like a 5x5.
What
No,
the
six by
five by?
six. Sorry, 6x6. Like 6 sugars, six
Yeah,
creams.
at Tim
Are
or
you
in
on crack?
Canada, they use the
Yeah.
term we would use
Oh
for
yeah,
In-N-Out
the
burgers
coffee isn't
for
even hot. The coffee
sugar
isn't even
and
hot.
cream in the coffee.
I was gonna say like, cause that's in and out talk. Like I want a
Yeah.
4x4,
Yeah, that got me confused
Wait, what's
in
a
I
four
think
by
it's
four in In-N-Out?
four
the
meat, four cheese.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so it's
There's
meat and cheese.
yeah, that got me confused in I think it's the third Ace Attorney game where there's a judge who's supposed to be Canadian and he has a line. It's like, "You look as good as a double in a dozen donut holes," and I thought he meant
Oh,
the
it's a burger.
cheeseburger because I figured they localized it in LA. I didn't realize he's Canadian and he meant the coffee.
Yeah, double is actually on the menu. Like
Yeah.
everything else above that, well, they only go to 4. They used to go to 20.
Mhm.
But like everything else is secret menu, like a 3x3 and a 4x4.
Yeah.
I still have a local place that will go up to 10 meats, 10 cheeses. But at that point, it's like, what are you doing with your life? Just fucking just get a meatloaf. And
Manuel,
eat
I
that,
need
eat
to
it all by
upgrade
yourself.
my guts so I can go talk to the guy in the model gun store and begin his confidant route.
What are you talking about?
Persona 5.
Oh my god.
You
Persona
get
5.
you level up your guts by doing the Big Bang Burger Challenge, which is just an ever increasing like burger. And that increases your guts. You need the guts to talk to the guy who owns the model gun store to about whatever's in the bag. I don't know what's in there yet because I haven't gotten that much guts.
I don't know. I used to have a friend who worked at the gas station when I was in high school. I don't know if I told this story before. Real fast version. And I remember like we used to feed us all the time with like food he was basically stealing from the store. And at one point, I think I won a bet, and I think I want to say it was a 10x10. Like it was a big burger. It was insane, and it was so big I had to split in half because there was no way to physically eat it that big. It was like, what is the point of this? And it's like all meat. It was like, yeah, there gets to be a point when, like I said, it's like just fucking eat. Just go get beef and start scooping it into your mouth if you want that
Yeah.
at that point.
Hey, bodybuilders need the protein. I watched that DTL.
And then he got fired for stealing.
Oh my.
Didn't see that one
Spoiler
coming.
alert. Yeah, I
Of
didn't see that one.
course.
Oh man, that was good times. I missed that burger place. I used to be in musicals when I was younger, and it's funny because the director of like some of the musicals actually commented on one of my posts recently on Facebook, and I took him to that place.
Oh,
To
the
get the
burger
first
place?
yeah, because I was taking vocal lessons from him like after school, and he's not that much older than me. Like at the time he was just out of college, and I was like in high school, and at one point I was like, oh, a friend of mine works there, and it's like, I'm gonna go get a free burger on the way. I was like, can I get a burger too? I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. Thinking I was all cool. I'm like, I brought a friend. We want 4x4s or whatever. Getting my friend slowly fired.
Wait, how long did it take for him to get fired?
Oh, it was a while, and it was funny because like at what point the owner, I guess, started noticing that shit was going. I mean, obviously, like we were stealing. Like, I mean, the place was popular, but there was no way that you could hide that he was giving away like 30 meat patties, like a week or whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So like, eventually they started they started inventory on the actual gas station part, like not the food part, but the part that like sold like snacks and whatever. And we used to steal from there too. So we had to we were no longer able to steal like candy and like sodas. So it's like, oh shit. And then he's all like, I should calm down and stop like doing anything else because uh like clearly they're on to the
They're
game.
getting sauced,
The
yeah.
game is up. Yeah, but he kept doing it, and this is
Oh,
like. So it was like 3 months when the store part got inventoried. Then it was like three
yeah.
more months. I'll never forget too. Like, uh, I think me and my friend went there. We had my mom take us, and we got food. We got food. They handed us the food, and we turned around, and it was like the owner of the gas station. I didn't know this, and then we walked away, drove away, and my friend's all like, as soon as you're left, he's all like, "Where's the receipt? Did they pay?"
Oh,
And he caught him red-handed, so I technically got him fired.
damn.
I mean, it wasn't just me; he was doing it to everyone. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I know.
I was the last one.
So you were there to see it, and you were the last one.
And the funniest part about this whole story was my mom was so confused. She's like,
Mhm.
no, because she's gone there before. She's paid. And she's like, I'll pay. She's like, no, he got it. So we could have got him not fired if I just let my mom pay for the burgers we stole. Oh, good times, good times, good times. You know, what, what's gonna go on for you in 2023? What's Hina looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to going back, I guess, in the anime con scene, but I'm not trying to like cosplay as much though. Like
Why
I'd
not?
rather like I want to cosplay for like private photo shoots rather than cons, because like cons don't really have like good backdrops, and also it's uncomfortable wearing like a cosplay and then like walking around the con. I'd just rather be comfortable and enjoy the convention.
Well, you're West Coast now. Why don't you come down to AX?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm
It's
saying. If I'm free, so I mean I should be free. When's
well,
AX?
who knows if press will
Uh,
happen because
July
AX has
4th
been
weekend.
crazy. Yeah,
Oh,
it's July 4th weekend, but like,
oh, oh right, okay. Yeah, then I should be free.
but you should cut. You should.
I
You
don't think
can.
I have anything planned.
I will get you drunk and we'll watch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just.
He will lock you in a room and force you to
Yeah,
watch
it's
Full
like.
Metal Jacket.
Oh, I
Oh my
forgot.
god.
We watched Full Metal Jacket last AX. I don't know why I thought that was a good. I've never seen that movie, Hina.
No.
But yeah, it's the war movie. It's with some questionable parts, and for some reason I put that on during during AX, like,
Wait, what
and
makes it
everyone,
questionable?
because it's
Or
about
is there something
well,
yeah,
it's about the Vietnam War, and there's a
okay.
lot of like,
This is my people.
yeah, there's a lot of parts in it that have well, okay, to
Oops.
be fair, the movie's meant to be portraying it that way. It's not like it's like, like, oh, they didn't know, but there's parts in it was like, oh, they just said that out loud, like,
Oh,
a lot of slurs.
Yeah.
okay.
There's a lot of slurs, and I'm like, oh, oh. And we're watching this as a group, as a mixed group in a fucking hotel room. Why everyone stayed? I don't know. I just put it on, but everyone stayed, and we're just sitting there watching it. I'm like, this is a weird choice.
Well, it's either that or you watch Stranger Things again and spoil it for the rest of us.
Oh yeah, I watched Stranger Things and spoiled it for everyone because it
Oh
was like
no.
the episodes came out during AX, and I was just like playing them, and like I think JD hadn't watched them yet, and I'm like, it's like
So
so and so
evil.
died. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That was good times though. But yeah, you can come by. You don't have to see. I joke. I mean, but we'll all get drunk and we'll all like act stupid, and then like you can rob us, I guess, because you'll be the only sober one.
No, I'll be sober. Don't worry, Manuel. I'll keep Hina straight.
Yeah, she's just like stealing all of our. She's like,
but
I'm gonna
I'm
order a pizza
gay.
with the credit.
No, we
Which is-
just split it 50-50. That's what we'll do, Hina. We'll split it 50-50.
Have you seen that? Have you? But your case like, like what is it like? Give it to me straight, dog. It's like, no, never mind. Give it to me gay. Oh man, good times, good times, good times. No, we should come to actually go do everything. It's like,
Mhm.
how's everything else been treating you? Like I mentioned the idol thing, but like, have you been into that at all lately? It's like it's been a while.
Like
Before times have
music
finally.
idol stuff,
Yeah,
or like other idols, like
both.
following idols.
Both. I feel. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, you don't. Do you still follow any idols? I feel like you dropped off a little.
I sort of did, honestly. Now that think about it, like I didn't even realize that I stopped following them. But like I guess every once in a while, like I'm on YouTube and then like I'll see if anything's released. But I don't really like any new music. It's
Yeah.
really hard to find. It feels different. I don't know if that's because I'm just aging, I'm
Also,
getting older. Because you know that like idols are getting younger and younger, right? Obviously, because you have to stay within that range.
I think we're just
Yeah.
getting old. I think our
Oh,
favorites are getting older, and we're just like, it's changed, man. I don't want to watch these
I
kids
just miss the
anymore.
old days.
is this the dazed and confused situation in reverse?
But it's funny because like at this, it's funny you put that into the words like that, because like I was talking to a friend about that too. It's like, but like, I don't care about these kids anymore. But like, it's funny because like when we were into the idols that we like now, that are now like, you know, getting older, some of them aren't doing
Mhm.
idol stuff anymore. Most of them aren't doing
Yeah.
idol stuff anymore. It's like when we got into it, they were the same age as the people coming around now. But we just like, we like their stuff more. I don't know.
Mhm.
I still feel that people today have missed a good part of idols, like the whole morning was the
Like the OG, right? Like the
yeah,
certain eras and stuff, like the platinum era and everything. Oh, I like platinum era at least.
Platinum Era, or the whole, especially then the late 2000s, early 2010s of all idol shit. Because then
Mhm.
we had the start of AKB48 rising too. Like
Yeah.
that was just a really good time. It's like now everyone just wants all these alt titles and like,
Mhm.
you know, these very gimmicky ones who like, you
Because they're
know,
trying to stand out.
yeah. I don't know. It's different. But what about you doing idol stuff? Like I remember you used to be part of a lot of groups, but obviously that
Yeah.
stopped because of the pandemic. But like
Mhm.
it's been a year since you've been moving around and doing things. You should get a group back
Last year I
together.
performed a lot actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
part of
I mean,
Toronto Harajuku style.
wait, no, no. I remember. Okay,
Like
okay. Hold on.
THS, yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this. I do remember
Really?
you were performing. I remember you were performing. Maybe it was part of that. But you told me at one
Mhm.
point you were performing when they had like there was a maid cafe event, and you said you were going to
Oh yeah,
perform
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Part of the
Yeah,
Harajuku.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it
I
was
didn't.
sort of. Yeah, like I was, well, some of us were part of that cafe. It was run by our previous leader, basically, like after she left, but she does her own things now, and like the maid cafe is part of it.
Doing stuff. I did not know about this. What the
So
hell?
like we're like an alt idol group, or we call each other, we call ourselves an anti-idol, because like I mean, even though like metal and like rock and stuff are like idol, it can be idol like music. I don't know. It's just different. Like we're not cute. We don't care about being like pure and innocent. You know. We were almost gonna like dance in like lingerie and shit too.
Oh, what the hell? That's pretty. I'm over here like. I'm over here like, damn, I hate all these new all titles. He was like, we're actually all title. we
Yeah.
do rock
Honestly,
stuff
it's
and
it's
dance
sort of
culture.
refreshing though, cause like I'm just so because I was in VAN48, right? So I was like
Yeah.
the cute idol for like the longest time. So it's like really refreshing for me. Like I don't have to be cute anymore, like that kind of thing.
By the
But I think
way,
it's different. Yeah.
not to interrupt, but I just want to say this real fast. If anyone's wondering why I'm randomly laughing every so often, you guys can't see it. I don't know if of course he stops when I say it, but your cat is being very much cat off. Like I could see
No,
it.
like on the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cat is like jumping around. They've been jumping around for the past like 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Anyways, you were saying
Oh, wait, what was I saying?
I just
You were
interrupted
an
you.
art alt, or you were a regular idol for a long time.
Mhm.
You were in
Oh yeah, now
the
you're doing
group.
But
all.
You're
yeah, no, it's like refreshing that I'm no longer that like pure and innocent one. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's different when like an a previous idol becomes an idol again for either different reasons or like yeah, maybe it's different than like the new music. I don't know, because otherwise, yeah, I don't. I'm also not really into like new idol groups and their songs. Like every
Sure.
once in a while, I'm sure there's something. Like I love Cyber, but Cyber's gone.
Well, BPM Ichigo Q reform though.
yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
yeah, that's the group that like, well, you know, it's Rina Hamu and
yeah,
Nikomokyu,
yeah.
the one they did before Cyber, so they're back. Um, I'm trying to think of, I forget their names. It's like it's funny, I can't remember their name now. There's another group that Rina Hamu produces, or maybe they're gone now because you know how Rina Hamu is.
Yeah.
But they had a similar weird name like Cyber that was like letters and numbers,
Oh yeah.
and like but I think I forget what they're called. They're called like
Let's
H4A
see.
something or something like that. Oh yeah, we interviewed them at AWA. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
JD and
BGM
Sylvia
Ichigo.
interviewed them. But yeah, everyone go check out that interview. But yeah, you should come down to some idol stuff here. You should come to ALA and perform. You could
I want
you can
to actually I want to perform as a group, but I don't really have a group anymore.
come down and
Especially in the
like
West Coast. I want to do
perform
covers
with
with the people though.
yeah,
Yeah.
go do some shit with like Tiffany and like Angie and like well
Oh,
Tiffany at
do
the
they
very
make cafe?
yeah
I
the
can like be a guest performer. I don't
come
know.
to
Will
fan
they? Do they?
come to what Fanime is actually having Fanime happens in May. You should come down for Fanime. That's in NorCal. It's only
For my
half the way.
birthday?
Oh, you when's
My
your
birthday's in
birthday?
May. May 16th.
Oh, it's right after your birthday. It's like Memorial Day
Okay.
weekend. It's like 2 weeks after. Yeah, come down for that. You should come down and perform with them. Like, not only do they have the Make Cafe stuff, but like everyone performs. Like Tiffany usually has a performance by herself. She's had one like every year, and like everyone performs. Like Tiffany, Molly. Like I said, I'm not sure if you know Angie, and
I don't remember.
all the other Idol girls.
I
I know
think
you know
I know
Tiffany at the very
everybody.
least,
Yeah, I know Tiffany and
and I
Molly.
think you know Molly. Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm pretty sure you know Molly, but yeah,
I didn't
they
know Molly performs actually.
oh, Molly doesn't really do the idol stuff, but
Oh, okay,
she
okay.
sings and she is part of the Make Cafe now. Um,
Um,
it's funny. I make this joke that Fanime is a con that like it's hard for us to do panels in or have to do like special panels because all the people I do panels with outside of Fanime are all part of Make Cafe. Like
Oh,
yeah, like and Molly wasn't for a while, but then she joined because she could sing on stage or whatever. It's like, bye,
yeah.
Molly. It was nice having you for panels for a year or two.
Oh, because they can't really leave for that long, right?
Yeah.
Or can they leave at all? They can, right? Like
Yeah, I
leave
mean,
for
like
like one thing.
exactly, but like it's
But
always
they can't all
difficult.
leave for the one panel.
Yeah,
Like,
and it
it's
doesn't
like
help that
half
people
of
like
the maid cafe people are gone. Like, what? Where are they? Where are the maids? Oh,
yeah,
they're at this panel right now.
it doesn't help that like especially Tiffany and Molly are like higher up these days because they've been especially Tiffany because they've been there for so long. So it's
Mhm.
like the leaders can't just walk out and like
Yeah,
for like a couple hours to go to the panel or whatever. But anyway, yeah, we should wrap
I
it
could
up.
be a really bad maid. I
Oh, we should
can't
start wrapping.
serve, but I can perform.
They perform like yeah, get on stage like and they have both the cafe performance which I've never really seen because I hardly ever go to the cafe itself. But then they also have they call it Fanimade Live, where every day of the con there's like an hour performance where like various maids perform, like
Okay,
either solo or in like little pre-made groups, and each
maybe I
day
should
is
ask
different
them.
performances. There's a lot of shit. You should come
Who should I
by,
contact for that though?
Tiffany, if
Okay.
because like I said, I'm not sure exactly what Tiffany's role is, but I know she's like kind of in charge to a degree. And she was organizing the tryouts here in LA. And I think because we had them during ALA, and we just had them like as in weeks ago. And
Mhm.
I think they're still going on. But yeah, you should come down. It's in May. It's in May. And honestly,
Let
Fanime is a
me
better
look.
con than AX in my opinion. It's more fun because like it's not in AX is like all the people are there, but it's like a crowded mess.
Since I'll be a guest, maybe I'll have time to help you with the panel if you have a panel, or I don't know.
We'll see, because like
Yeah,
I
my
have
camera's
the
just.
panel. Your camera's off. Your camera's twitching.
And
Your what? Yeah, your
my
cat keeps
cat's like at
jumping.
the very corner.
Well, your cat's having a great time back there being a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I need to fix my setup. I just finished. So like yeah, I didn't know my webcam was like flickery until now because this is my first time using it. I'm glad
Well,
to be using it for this podcast too.
we need to we need to have you on again. We're gonna wrap it up soon
Mhm.
because like we started a bit without you, and technically
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
like a
no.
little over,
I'm sorry.
but I'll have you back on again and like have you more on soon and we could do it right. Not that
Yeah,
this is
for
wrong. This
sure.
is a lot of fun. Also, not gonna lie, we've been gone for a while. I mean, UPZ has been gone for a while,
Mhm.
and we just came back last week, and it was very similar, very ad hoc episode. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So where does everyone go to follow Hina some more? Hinacchi Idol.
True, because I haven't been streaming lately.
I
Because
know.
I was just packing and then my computer is gone and then now it's here, but like it took me like 2 months to set up. But yeah,
You need to
because
get
I
back on
just
that.
yeah. So yeah,
Okay, so
I mean my Instagram basically. I changed it. It's Hinachi underscore Hamu now.
oh,
Because
it's not Idol
cause
anymore.
I
Okay.
yeah, because I'm like trying to focus more on my OnlyFans. So that
Okay.
like So, but then I don't really want to be like portraying myself as an idol because that's like more like pure.
I mean, you can still have an
Like,
OnlyFans.
I guess it's like I'm like a grab your idol now. I guess in a way,
Yeah,
but yeah, like, I don't know. It's just
go
I
reform,
just want to
Ebisu Moose
be
Cats on your own. But yeah, and your OnlyFans, that's still Hinacchi.
Yep, just Hinacchi.
Okay, okay, everyone go support that.
Yeah,
I gotta.
and there's a free one if you go underscore and free after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I used to support all the homies OnlyFans like and then some point last year I was like I need to stop all these random monthly charges, so I canceled all of them. I had to go back and go back to everyone's. But yeah, like
Yeah,
there's like
support
you and
us.
Ren and Megan and everyone. But yeah, support OnlyFans. Like, why
My
why
content has been better, especially with this background. It's so much nicer. Okay, I'm no longer a Simpson.
I'm no longer a Simpson. What was
Because
the
the
thing?
yellow walls were making me so yellow. I'm like extra Asian, you know?
I didn't want to say it, but you said it. Okay, there.
No, it's okay. I don't mind.
I was gonna say like there's a joke there, but I'm not gonna say it. But thank God you said it. Okay, but yeah, there's go support the OnlyFans. What was the thing? It's like don't well why pay for these contents? You could pay like for your friend. I forgot the thing. Remember the friend's butthole? That was the whole joke. What was the meme?
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. I don't remember the quote though.
Yeah, it was a quote basically like why pay for porn? Uh, oh, there it goes.
Support
Look
your
at
friends
it.
after. Yeah,
During
you
the holidays. Like look at your friend butthole instead of a stranger's this holiday.
got it.
There you go.
Yeah, support local.
Support local buttholes.
Local bottle.
By the way, don't Google friends butthole like I just did. You get some. The quote
Oh
is
my,
the quote is the top one, but everything else is butthole.
everything else.
There's so many buttholes on my screen right now. Anyways,
Oh
thank
my
you all for
god.
watching. Support everything. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Ed and Kenneth, our patrons. All sorts of other nonsense, and we'll be back next week on Tuesday. And I don't know what'll be happening. I think we're gonna have tune in later. I forgot their name. I blanked, but I do have that lined up next week. But yeah, tune into that next Tuesday. There will be a deep drink talk roll this Friday. I think it'll be a weird one though with fucking Pleiades hosting. So yeah, tune in. We'll just be getting drunk playing Dungeons and Dragons, and that's it. Thank you, Hina, for being here. Thank you, Mochi, for like being so distracting.
Yes.
Oh, Mochi back. There's Mochi.
Yeah.
You're being such a kitten all this whole stream.
I know. He's getting so big too.
But okay. And yeah, hopefully you're streaming more and you can come. Hopefully you can come to Phantom. Maybe you can come to everything.
Yes. I want to go to more cons.
And then that's it. Thank you for
And we
watching.
could
Peace out.
finally meet for the first time.
I know we've never met in person. That's so insane.
I know.
I'm
It's been how long?
like 4 years now. The fucking
Right?
pandemic. Anyways, peace out. See you guys later.
Night,
Bye.
everybody.